Hi, I'm Rachel Lackey. I'm an outdoor therapist working from the lovely St Ives estate in Bingley. If you haven't been here before, it's got a big pond with ducks, swans, coots and lots of seagulls, and it has streams and woodlands as well. Sculptures too. It's a really lovely place. It's got lots of car parking, or if you're coming by public transport or walking, you can access it from Bingley town centre and walk up through there. So this video is about accessing outdoor therapy in lockdown and what that means for you legally. In our local area, our MP Robbie Moore has written to me to confirm that we can legally continue outdoor therapy, and that's because it falls under the provisions made for support groups alongside us being able to leave our local area for medical appointments, which includes a mental health appointment, or to provide work. In my case, essential work. We are legally allowed to continue this. There are increased risks at the moment, and those are addressed in the risk assessment that I would send you before we began our work. We would have to adhere strictly to the 2-metre distancing, and when you first get here, I'll just do a quick reminder of quite how far that is so we can get a sense of how far apart we'll need to be on the path. When we pass people, because it can get busy here obviously now that there's little else to do, we'll need to go one in front of the other, so I'll walk behind you as we're passing somebody to make sure that we're 2 metres away from one another and 2 metres away from those people that we're passing. And we would already have gone through the risk assessment and the contract in our assessment session by Zoom or by phone, so we'd have all the paperwork out of the way and ready to get started. So during the COVID period, there are additional things that we'll have to discuss at the beginning of our walking session, and then we will proceed to walk on the route that I have prepared for us. So this is the path as it begins on my walking sessions, walking past Coppice Pond and on towards the woodlands. We've got a little bird hide there where people can bird watch. Huge puddle to negotiate. And we'll walk 25 minutes in this direction through the trees along an established path, and after 25 minutes you would hear my phone make a little dinging noise, and then that's our indication to turn around and start our way back to our starting point. So it's a lovely place, really a pleasure to work here. So it's lovely to be able to get out, especially at the moment, and connect to how we're responding to nature, the different weathers, the different elements, and as the seasons change, and just to check in with ourselves to make sure that we are listening to our bodies while we're going through all of the change that we have to adapt to constantly at the moment. If you've been putting off therapy because you're not able to get into a room safely with a therapist, I encourage you to try outdoor therapy, because it can provide most, if not all, of the elements of therapy that can happen when you're sitting in a room face to face with a therapist, with the enhancements of being out in the fresh air, exercising, being around nature, seeing how nature adapts to change and how life carries on. Well, you can't really find too many better places than this to get out and enhance your life, address the problems that you've been suffering with for too long, and make a change. And I encourage you to give it a try. So get in touch with me by contact form on my website, rachellackytherapy.com, or by email, rachellackycounselling@gmail.com, and we can set up that initial assessment. Thank you for listening, and goodbye.